Today I got to start off with a New World video because there's an update on the PTR that my New World subscribers may want to hear about. Now, I know that right now I'm doing a lot of Lost Ark stuff, so you guys might not be interested in this, but the New World subs, I have 30,000 of you. If you're still playing the game, PTR changes are significant, okay? So they've added more stuff to the PTR, more changes, and there's actually really not that many. I guess they're just finalizing stuff, but there are some changes in this that you'll want to hear about. One in particular that I personally am excited about, even though I'm probably not going to be able to take part of it since I'm working 100 hours a week right now on videos, but for the rest of us who are playing the game, the rest of you who are playing the game and actually playing it normally, it's actually going to be extremely good. But here are the changes. Let me go through these with you. So here's the changes. This stuff's not going to matter to pretty much anyone. This is making it easier to test stuff. They added play test your clothing for different things and territory standing vials. That's just for testing. 99.9% of you, doesn't matter, right? Then we have open world. They reduced the leveling curve for fishing by 38%, which is really nice because fishing, either you love it or you hate it. So it's good to get it over with faster for someone trying to complete the game, get, full professions. Cooking aptitude experience curve has been increased by 30% because it was too easy to level up aptitude, and it's probably still too easy, but it's whatever. I have like 100 cooking aptitude levels. It's whatever. And then they reduced the amount of powerful gemstone dust on mutator ores from 10 to 5. So now it takes 5 less powerful gemstone dust to make them. Nice. But here's the significant change that I was alluding to, guys. This is really helpful for any normal player. Mutator orbs can now be purchased from the faction store every 3 days rather than every 7 days. It's a start. It's a start in the right direction with this mutator stuff, okay, to not time gate it as bad. So that will be nice. You don't have to go pay 50,000 coins to get in someone's level tier 7 mutator or something. You can just get more of your own from the faction store, on top of crafting one a week. Still not the way that everybody would probably want the game to be, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. So I know a lot of people who still play New World, who are subscribed to me and watch my New World videos whenever I post them. You're probably going to be thrilled to see this if this is relevant to you in the game, which is going to be relevant to a lot of you guys. And then they made it so, this one's a little confusing to me. Level 60 quests in Reekwater and Shattered Mountains now give gypsum orbs. Like, that's cool. I like that. Except the only question I have is, what is a quest? Are we talking faction quests? Are we talking the one-time side quests? What was the definition of a quest in level 60 zones? I'm not sure what that encompasses entirely, but we'll find out someday, I suppose. End of February, this will come out. So probably next week it might come out. To live servers, or the week, no, it has to be next week, right? Like we'll see. Anyway, they also made it easier to level. They increased rewarded experience from side quests, level 10 to 60, by 50%, which is a much-needed change. Because the job board is so much faster than anything else for leveling, and even with this change, the job board is still the fastest thing for leveling, probably. Especially if you know how to manipulate the market and get some money while you're playing, then the job board is going to be number one on any server that's actually building stuff inside of towns. Okay, so the other change that they have here is some little combat ones. Performing a melee attack will no longer have a delay before you can sprint again. I'm not sure how that's going to look, but that sounds nice, I guess. And they reduce players' sliding momentum that can occur after dodging or making sudden changes in movement direction. Hopefully they fix that. That one was crazy, man. Especially when you have the dodge roll, and you'd roll and turn, and then you would just like slide like another meter. It was really weird. And then this is not new. They already had this in the last one. So I don't know why this is included in this. Outpost Rush is going to give players 100 shards for winning and 50 shards for the losing team as long as they met the minimum score threshold to be eligible for the reward. So players will be able to get Umbral shards from OPR. So that's a change that's also I'm looking forward to when I finally get time to play this game again in March. Because right now I'm literally working 14 hours a day. It was Pokemon Arceus, and then it was Dying Light, and then Lost Ark, and then it's going to be Elden Ring, and there's rumors that Overwatch 2 is coming out in March. Like, oh my god. So whenever I have time to actually play New World a lot, which, believe it or not, I actually love playing New World, especially PvP, you better bet I'm going to be playing OPR. That's what I'm going to be doing with like 90% of my time whenever I am playing New World in March. And then general fixes. Fixed an issue where the shield's action menu was not working properly after canceling dying. Not really important. So those are the changes. There's really just not that much added on to the PTR this week compared to what they had before. Not sure what they're up to. You know, I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious that their team is already working on next month's feature, whatever it will be. And so they've kind of abandoned the PTR. They got most of the bug fixes they wanted fixed, and then they just abandoned it, is what I'm thinking. And so it's going to come out, what you just read there, plus all the previous stuff, it's probably just going to come out like that. And then right now they're all just working on what comes next month. That is my guess at this point as to what's happening, because that's a very small amount of changes for 1 week. So, yeah, they're probably just moved on to getting the blunderbuss ready or whatever the next weapon is and whatever else. God, please, please let them add cross-server PvP, OPR, arena, something, man. Because right now, there's an issue in this game, okay? And I'm going to take a moment to sidestep and talk about this. There's a serious issue in New World, which is when a server population gets too low, then it ruins the game and makes people leave, which then makes the server population get lower, and then the server just dies. And so the only way to maintain a server is for it to be higher population. But there can only be so many higher population servers, and when something like Lost Ark comes out, and a third of the players either temporarily or permanently move on, a bunch of servers are now at peak players of 200. If you're at peak players of 200, you can't get in dungeon groups, you can't do PvP, wars almost never happen, and without all those mechanisms, there is no game to play for most players. So they have to add some kind of cross-server something, or else the only way to survive is getting onto a high-pop server, which they could add paid transfers, but that would be such a scummy way to do it, where it's just like, hey, if you want to keep playing the game, then every month you have to pay $20 to move to the new high-pop servers, because like, they just need cross-server OPR or cross-server ranked arenas or cross-server something. Actually, one thing that I talked about that I really would love to see, and maybe this is just me, guys, but I would love to see a cross-server game mode that's just war, and have it be ranked. Have an MMR system. You queue for war, and you get to do the 50 on 50 at just a random fort, whether it be Fort Windsward, Fort Ebonscale, something like that, and it's just like a ranked game mode, so then you can go and you can show people, and so then you could go to people, and they're like, why should I put you in our war to defend Windsward? And you're like, bro, I am High Masters at war, PvP. And they're like, oh my god, and you can show it to them, and they're just like, holy crap, you're actually good at war, let me put you in. It would give people a way to get that entry ticket into the war system in this game, because right now, whether you're good or bad, you're not getting slotted for the war because nobody knows if you're good or bad, right? But if they had a PvP game, well, not only could you experience war then and have fun, could it be cross-server, you'd actually be able to queue and find people for it, you'd be able to play wars like what a lot of people actually bought the game for, and at the same time, you'd be working on your reputation, you'd be working on your reputation so that you can actually get slotted for a real war. Now, that's just my idea. I think that would do a huge part for keeping New World up, keeping the player base up, or even growing the game. I can tell you right now, if they added that game mode, I would play that game mode with 100% of my free time. I would have so much fun. I'd be playing that all the time whenever I'm not busy working 100 hours a week on the newest, hottest games for my YouTube, okay? Because PvP in this game is fun. Honestly, the number one thing that New World has going for it, in my opinion, is New World has the most fun PvP system in any MMO that I've ever played. I'm not a fan of the top-down clicking. I'm not a fan of World of Warcraft. You click and select someone, press buttons, and it automatically hits them no matter what. I want to actually look around and aim. I want to shoot my fireball and have to predict where they're going and hit them. I want to see someone coming at me, and I want to iframe it. You know, I want actual, you know, mechanical PvP like this game has. It's the only MMO that really, truly has this level of mechanical PvP. So they really need to just take advantage of that and sell that. And I think if they added that, that'd be great. That was my little sidestep. That's what I would love to see. Now, obviously, everyone else goes, oh, you know, some people are going to be like, well, I don't like PvP. That sucks. I don't like that. That's fine. They could also add, you know, freaking chocobo breeding and racing. You know, that's Final Fantasy. But, you know, they could add so many things that are fun. There's this, the sky's the limit on a game like this for things they could add for PvP and PvE. But they just got to start adding things. They have to actually start adding things instead of just adding new time gate mechanisms, or it's not going to work, man. All we've had so far since launch is time gating mechanisms. And I'm still holding out and hoping that they'll add cross-server PvP, they'll add more fun PvE mechanisms in the game, they'll add fun things for us to do at the end game, instead of just more time gating stuff. That's what I'm hoping for. But either way, that's a little side rant. I just wanted to rant about that while I'm making a New World video, because I don't get to make these as often right now because of all the other content coming out that I have to do. But I still love this game. I play this game. I get on every morning, check the taxes, do a few things. I still have a lot of time to actually play it right this second myself. But when I do, I'm going straight back to this game because I actually will be playing this game in my free time. It's really, really fun to play OPR and be in wars and stuff. So it's good PvP. But anyway, so now you know the PTR changed for this week. The biggest thing, again, is mutator orbs. You'll be able to get them more frequently from the faction store, which will also encourage people to do more faction influence pushes, which will initiate more wars, because influence pushes are a great way to just mindlessly get your faction tokens to buy your mutator orbs, so it kind of feeds back into its own cycle. Good change. like it. A few good changes in these changes, and I think they're just working on the next PTR cycle. That's my guess. But now you know what's going on with this week's PTR update, the news things that are coming at the end of February. Yeah, that's it. That's the news for New World. Now I got to get back to another game, so now you know the situation with the PTR in New World.